Hi, Michelle.
Hello,
I actually want to say Mish
Mish.
because I feel like you're a friend already. It's been so many since I started at Keshet Eilon. I met you, and it was like this ray of sunshine,
Oh, I appreciate it
and
so much.
and I really have learned a lot from you. You're such a colourful human being. You know, if anyone asks you, well, what instrument do you play? What do you do? What are your dreams? They're huge and broad and so on. So just spill it out. Let's hear all about it.
Okay, so I officially play the violin and the piano, and as of recently, I conduct. Back in Moscow, I studied in two different schools for my two instruments, and then I moved to the United States, where I continued studying both of them, and then I sort of gradually am in transition into the world and the field of orchestral conducting, and yeah, that's who I am.
Wow, you have really, really big aspirations. Um, just tell us a little bit because it was a fascinating for me to learn how you got to Israel. You came to Keshdalon from the age of 14, I think. Am I
Yes,
right?
that was my first time.
So you've been coming every year. How old are you now?
I am 21. I have
Okay.
missed 2 years, very unfortunately, due to
Uh-huh.
COVID.
Ah,
But aside from that, before COVID, I was coming as a little baby with my parents. And then since 2022, I've been one of the official students as an adult.
so can you share your story? How did you get to Israel and how did you get to music?
Absolutely. Well, there is no surprise that I got into music because I'm coming from a musical family. So it was, officially speaking, my own decision, but how much of it was influence, that's a good question.
Uh-huh.
And then my relationship with Keshet Eilon and with Israel in general, as a country, as culture, and as now my home, is actually very special because the first time I came to Israel in my life was when I first came to Keshet Eilon. And
Wow.
I remember that I completely fell in love with what I saw, with how I felt particularly. And it was, I mean, back then for me, it was a whole glimpse of, fresh air, of new people, new connections. And I was like, wow, music world can really blossom. And all of that took place in Israel. And I think in my mind, those two things sort of connected, I would say. And then obviously I didn't have that far going plans back then. But as you know, the life of my family and I unraveled, we actually ended up calling Israel our new home.
Wow.
And that happened also after the pandemic. And my family left Russia, and I was thinking to myself, what would be the place where I could say that I'm really home? And it was only one answer, and it was Israel. And I think those, I mean, Keshet Eilon was definitely one of the main reasons why what brought me to such fascination with just the not, it's not even, I feel so cold saying the culture, the country, but it's mostly the people,
Mhm.
the spirit that you have. It, it's undescribable, really.
So, how did Keshe Elon contribute to your musical development and in what way?
It influenced it very heavily. First of all, the first visit of mine to Keshet Eilon was the time when I met Ilya and Olga Kaller, who ended up becoming my teachers.
Wow.
Ended up is not a really good wording for that, because I just fell in love with their teaching and with their musicianship and with their personalities. And I said, no matter what, I'm going to study with these people. And now it's, this year for me is especially reflective because I have just finished my bachelor's under
Mm.
them.
Oh,
And
wow.
now, as I'm transitioning into conducting, they have been the most supportive, really musical family that I could ask for. And it is just so reflective for me to be here and to be able to take lessons with them yet again. And I think Keshet Eilon was kind of one of the main influences on what I am becoming as a musician, as a violinist.
Well, I never thought about it, but what I've heard from many students who met their teachers from overseas in the master classes, and then they were invited to get scholarships by the teachers in other, higher education frameworks.
Right.
And that's what happened with you. We're shidduch makers. Do you know what a shidduch maker is?
Yes, absolutely.
That was not one of our main goals, but it's actually turned out to be such an important goal, because it really gives opportunities.
Absolutely.
To make connections and networks with the best teachers for the next steps of the student.
For sure. And it's not only the colors that I got such beautiful connection with. For example, I have later on collaborated in chamber music at Keshet Eilon with them and with wonderful Tatiana Mazurenko. And then later on, I have taken part in different events with Mr. Ostrovsky and his wonderful wife, and we've also played chamber together. So the connections that Keshet Eilon brings you are just impeccable, because it goes far beyond just meeting your teachers and finding an opportunity, which is already so much to ask for,
Right.
So, and also as for the students, it's true. There is a saying now in Keshet Eilon that best friends are made here.
Really?
Yes, and it's very true, because
really?
there's just something in the spirit here. When you all make music together, you listen to each other, you help out each other, you support one another in the concert, you go to each other's lessons, and that bonds people together like nothing else, really.
Well, I think that here we all have to acknowledge, the amazing Gilad Shiva and, of course, Yitzhak and Ani Rashkovsky, because they brought those values into the DNA of the organization.
Absolutely. The lessons that I've had with Rashkovsky and with Schnark had influenced my understanding of how the music can be made so much. And I've been just so privileged to have experiences with many faculty members here, and but by both taking lessons and listening to their performances, just it's so easy to approach people here. Like the air is different, and everyone just seemed to have this one idea of just bringing music to life, which, as I said, bonds everyone, and not just students between themselves, but also students and the faculty. So, it has been really amazing to just be able to walk up to someone and ask them a question, and they answer, and you're like, oh, I've been trying to understand this for my entire life. It's that easy. So,
wow.
Yes. This is what Keshet Eilon is really.
And so, well, first of all, thank you. That's lovely to hear. So now you're going to the Big Apple. This is your next big move.
Right. Yes, I'm about to go to Juilliard for conducting officially. It's a really exciting time for me.
Congrats, because I understand that. How many people do they accept? Two people. So you were chosen out of, I'm sure, many
50%.
candidates, and having a female conductor is very exciting for us to know that the door is open to you.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to hear the rest of your journey.
Thank you so much. I will try my best to keep going, to keep climbing. I don't know how I should say
You'll
it.
find the way.
And I will always bear Keshet Eilon in my heart and spread it around through my love, in my love for music.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, love.